Welcome to the Everyone Active podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jo Hancock.
Hi, I'm one of your other hosts, Michelle Laurie. How are you?
Hello, I'm really good.
Very excited because two reasons. Firstly, I'm going on holiday next week.
Whoop.
Secondly, we've got a very special guest today.
Yes, we do. The lovely Luke. Hi, Luke. So Luke is our South East North contract golf
manager.
There we go.
Hey, welcome.
Woo.
How are you?
Thanks for having me, guys. Good, thank you. Yourselves?
Yeah, we're good. We're excited
there.
to have you.
So did you know, listeners, that Everyone Active has golf courses?
Do you know, yeah, you wouldn't think of it, would you?
Nope, not at all. So I'm really passionate about golf. I've been brought up on golf. I love watching golf. I love seeing golf being played. So the fact that we now actually have it within the Everyone Active brand, and
Are
it's
you
not
excited?
just like one course.
How many courses are there?
How many courses?
10 golf courses now, so part of the new Everyone Golf brand.
Amazing. So tell us, whereabouts are they located sort of all over the UK? Are they in certain areas? Whereabouts are they?
So from Surrey to as far north as Middlesbrough. So most are consolidated within the sort of central London, Hertfordshire area.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Amazing. Luke, can you tell us about you? How did you become a manager? Do you like golf?
So I was actually brought up playing football, and like a lot of juniors, teenagers playing football, I got injured and then took up golf. So I started playing golf when I was 10, lost interest, gave it up, then came back to golf when I was sort of 18, 19 years old, and started working in the industry from there.
Wow.
So I wasn't your traditional, played golf all the way through as a junior. I actually fell out of love with it and then fell back in love with it when I gave up football. So,
And you still playing now?
Still play now. So I was off scratch. I now play off free.
What does that mean
Yeah,
for our
explain
listeners?
that to
What's
our
off
listeners.
scratch?
So scratch means handicap of 0. So you don't need any shots to be given back to you from the golf course. So yeah, to almost to the level that you could term golf professional.
Well, that's it. See?
That's very
See?
impressive.
There we go. So let's break down a little bit what golf is to a listener, a viewer that doesn't know what golf is. They've just seen men or women walking around, a lot of park space, hitting a potential white ball with different forms of clubs. So golf is a number of holes.
So golf is traditionally 18 holes or 9 holes, but it can be played over various different distances into various different pars, as we call them. So different yardages mean it's a par 3, par 4, or a par 5.
So when you say par 3, par 4, that for the people that don't know, that means that you're expected to be able to get the ball
On the green, in the hole,
within
with
that
3
moment.
shots. So that standardises it for you. Obviously, we do have sort of crazy golf options and mini golf options as well.
I'm excellent
within
at mini
so
golf.
We can have a little conversation.
It's not just what you see on TV as that traditional 18-hole golf course that you see.
And are all of the sites that we've got very different, or do they all offer sort of similar?
All very different. We have rural golf courses. We've got one down in Kent that oversees Luddingstone Castle.
Ooh.
To a more urban-based golf course in Ealing. So they're all very different.
Wow.
So do you know why we brought golf courses into the Everyone Active mix?
Yeah, I think post-COVID, golf became more of a sport and activity that people could do and socialise as groups. It was often seen as this individual sport, challenging personally and internally for one person. But post-COVID, when we needed to get people into exercise, we used golf as a platform. And I think it's thrived ever since.
And do you think that's also partly because people were quite happy congregating in groups outside after COVID, but they sometimes felt a little bit uncomfortable about being together indoors, maybe in environments?
Yeah, open space activity, good for health and well-being. At that time, when we're talking about mental health and well-being, it was so important to be able to offer an activity or a sport for those people, which we could do.
And it's so accessible, isn't it, golf as well?
So accessible. Often the perception is that you can't go and play at golf courses because they're privatised. That's changing. So a lot of golf courses now are offering pay and play, so you don't have to be a member. You can just turn up, book a tee time and go and play golf.
That's amazing. So can you get an Everyone Active golf membership?
You can indeed, yes. They're all separate per site at the minute. There isn't one big platinum membership that offers everything to a member to all golf courses. So they can be purchased on site. all our golf courses are also accessible just to pay and play.
That's
I think
a really
it's
good
key
thing
that
to know. That's a really good thing to know.
that is what we are thriving on. It keys in the name, Everyone Golf, so everyone can come and play.
Yeah.
So,
And you've touched on it as well, but stereotypically, golf is a very traditional sport.
Yeah.
It's very traditional standards. It's a single person game. How are we breaking down those barriers? How are we opening up and making it more accessible to everyone?
So we've removed the stigma, or are trying to remove the stigma attached to golf in many various forms. So dress codes, so providing more modern sort of clothing for people to wear that makes it more exciting for children to play. We're also providing facilities now for juniors. We've got Trackman Range at Stevenage and at Downshire, which is much more inviting for children to go and play golf, play games, get into golf. We have par 3 facilities within our golf courses as well, which also allow for children, for people that maybe don't know how to play golf.
You just
But
said
what about-
two things,
Yeah,
sorry,
go on, you
that
go.
I don't know. What is Trackman and what do you mean by what's par 3?
Well, I'm glad you asked what Trackman is, because it is a big
Trackman!
investment for everyone golf. So we have our driving range facilities. Trackman is the technology that allows you to see virtually your golf ball. So you might have seen this on the TV with Top Tracers, they used to call it. It's now Trackman, but it's the lines of where your golf ball goes once
So
you've hit
this
it.
is...
Oh, this is what my boys show me when they've
Yes.
been to the driving range, and they say they can see what the trajectory was.
Exactly.
And
Driving range is when you are in a stationary, you're not walking around the golf course, you are literally in one spot and you're
hitting
walloping,
golf
for
balls.
that
Walloping golf balls,
professional
yeah.
word, swinging the golf club, hitting the ball and it's going off. And we can't see it, so this is what...
Correct. And stereotypically, what you've just explained there can be seen as boring. Just hitting a golf ball out onto a range, just swinging, hitting a golf ball. What Trackman allows is you to play games, play virtually,
Right.
feel like you're on a golf course.
Oh, wow!
So one of the things we've done this year, and we did this at Stevenage Golf Centre, is that we put the Ryder Cup venue on 2 weeks after the Ryder Cup was
Oh,
hosted.
wow.
And allowed our users to be able to play the exact same golf course that the guys did on the Ryder Cup.
amazing.
So
No way!
much more interactive, much more fun. But it's not just that. It allows us to play Magic Pong games, which are much more inviting for children. You can't lose, so they only feel like they're winning, they're engaged, they're likely to return. And that's how we get them into progression, essentially. Into
And what
golf.
about someone that wants to go and have a go but doesn't want to outlay for buying clubs and that kind of thing? Can they rent them from our centres?
Yes, we do a rental for Trackman facility. Often you won't see rentals for golf course play, just from a costing point of view,
Yeah.
but for Trackman, hire for children is free, and there's only a cost to adults. Again,
Say that again. So I could rock down with kids.
and you could hire clubs for free. You will have to pay for your golf course,
There we go.
but they are very reasonably priced because we want as many juniors, new people, women, men into golf as
I know what
possible.
you're going to be doing at the weekends.
Come on!
Dragging them down.
Let's go!
It's a complete change in environment. It used to be that golf was a scary place to go unless you were of a particular age or you were involved in a golf club playing regularly. That we're changing. Golf is now much more friendly environment.
I have to say that both of my sons, so I've got 2 boys, one's 20, one's almost 17, and it's very much for them, that's their thing they go and do. My 20-year-old, if he's had a bad day at work, wants to go to the driving range and go and hit 100 balls. My younger son goes and plays, he likes the sort of social, even though people are in their own bays, aren't they, within the range, they love it.
Yeah, you've both touched on it, so we're going to channel this. Mental health, golf and mental health. Like, what are the benefits? I know you've both just said about being outside, but what else are we giving by providing these facilities?
I don't think it's just that. It's quite a stimulating sport. It's a sport that's always challenging, always changing. Environment changes, conditions change, your ability changes from day to day. So it's more stimulating for people. I think because it's a solitary sport, but it can be played socially with friends as well. It can be quite challenging mentally for you as a golfer, but you can get support from others, but it's still your sport.
I suppose golf is always one of those sports that it's so dependent on how you're feeling on the day as to how you're going to be able to hit the ball or anything that comes from it. It's not I've practiced this X amount of times, so I'm going to be as spot on as I was last time.
Yeah.
Anything can change on that day.
Well, it can change from hole to hole as well, can't it?
Hole to hole, shot to shot.
Yeah.
That's that stigma and that saying of you need to concentrate on the shot that you're playing there and not 3 or 4 shots in advance.
Yeah.
And make sure you're concentrating on that one shot. Otherwise, it can be quite challenging mentally.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of benefits to being outside for X amount of times, 4 or 5 hours. It's not just 45 minutes, it's 4 or 5 hours outside, fresh air, walking.
It's great low impact exercise, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, really good.
But that's what I found growing up. That's how I got into golf. It was injury from sport.
Right.
It meant I went out and could play
And
golf as low impact exercise.
Your initial interest in golf, did your dad play golf, or how did you sort of get introduced into it at that age?
Dad and granddad played golf
Right.
at Stevenage, where I work now. So I came away. So I was playing the par 3 golf course as a young child.
Did you have a natural flair for it, would you say, or were you just consistent in that you played a lot, or?
I would say I was naturally gifted at that age and haven't really had many lessons to get to where I've got to.
Wow.
But working in the industry allows you to educate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I would still advise that if you are taking up golf and playing golf, you go and see one of our great golf professionals across the EA platform.
And let's just talk a little bit about that then. So if, for example, I wanted to go to an EA golf centre, I could book in some lessons with a professional, could I? What
You can.
I do?
We've got various different professionals across all of our sites. So you can ring up, book. So Stevenage has Matt Bannister, and literally just ring up and book with him. You book in advance and he can give lessons to anyone.
And how long are those sessions usually that they give?
45 minutes
Right.
is normally the standard lesson. What we do now is a couple of different group sessions to get people in. Those groups that potentially, historically, are worried about having a one-to-one lesson.
Yeah.
So we do a ladies' lesson on a Wednesday and Saturday, just to roll up, just turn up.
It's amazing. So group sessions, so that
Group
stereotypically solo sport, you're now going, do you know what, let's break down that barrier, come along with your mate,
Yeah.
learn to play.
Yeah. The first thing that golf is difficult one-to-one with a professional who's often seen as like a standard bearer, someone who's really good.
Yeah.
So having that lesson is difficult. And I still struggle with that aspect of
Do
having
you?
lessons and tuition, because I feel like the expectation is that you should be able to hit the golf ball.
Yeah.
Pressure. Yeah.
And pressure, whereas you can take that all away with a group lesson. Yeah, the golf professional's not necessarily directed on you. He's doing it as a group, and you're with.
Can be a bit less intimidating.
Oh, it's like
can't
we
it?
talk about,
Yeah.
we'll talk about group exercise all day long.
Yeah.
Like you've taken down intimidation barriers. It's not solely focused on just you.
Yeah.
You will be learning from other people being taught it. So the fact that you've now got also an absolute professional working with you in that small group, it's brilliant. And is this literally, I've never picked up a golf club, can go along to these
Never
sessions?
picked up a golf club.
Wow.
So we're looking to create communities, and that then creates people staying within our golf sites. So that's what we've done. So we've got good ladies sections, good senior sections, and we're growing junior sections using a company called Sharpshooters now to hopefully grow across the South East North a strong junior platform.
What do we count as a junior?
So anything under the age of 16 is
Right.
junior, but that depends on what we're looking at. So Paul and Sharpshooters may take someone on under the age of 18, but he'll have different group sessions lined up. It's an
Okay.
external company.
And again, that's something that people can book sort of directly with the
Yes.
centre, is it?
Yep. And so we're running that at Stevenage and Batchwood at the minute, mainly at Stevenage, where we'd offered the first couple of months as free trials. So hopefully by the time this airs, we'll have Paul established across the South East North
Wow.
sites.
So exciting,
It is
isn't it? Exciting. What's the youngest? Like, is there
A minimum. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good question. Is there a minimum?
I wouldn't say there was a minimum. Golf professionals would say you'd need the ability to be able to strength to be able to swing a golf club.
Yeah.
But it's hand-eye coordination, a lot of golf. So the earlier we can get clubs in hands, the better. The more infused they'll be going forward.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing.
we
Well,
would
we
have at Stevenage at the Trackman driving range, we would have parents, children as young as 5 and 6. And at our launch day, when we had Andrew Beef Johnson down, we had quite a lot of juniors.
I'm sorry, who?
Better known as Beef on the tour. Come down and open our
That's big
Trackman
time,
range.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
And he did some work there and then with some juniors, sort of under the age of 10.
So is that part of also Everyone Golf, is that we've got that link with pros, we've got that link with predominant females, predominant male pro players that can just, do you know what, we've got all of this knowledge, let's implant
I
it.
think that's what we're looking to do. We are looking to use our resources as a golf industry now to sort of grow the Everyone Golf brand.
Yeah.
So we will be leaning on experts in different fields to do that. So we'll look at sort of golf club associations. We'll work with different third parties to make sure that we're growing the Everyone Golf brand, but we're also learning from those that are actually experts within the industry, because this is very new for everyone active.
I just think it's absolutely phenomenal. So, I mean, we've had Colin Jackson on before on a previous episode, and where he's like absolute top of his game, and he's now coming in and educating others and leading the sporting champions and opening up that knowledge to people that would never have access to an athletics track or in anything. So I guess that's where we're going with Everyone Golf.
Yeah, we work closely with the PGA in order to
What's
make sure
the PGA?
So Professional Golf Association. So you'll often see this attached to a lot of what you see in sort of PGA Tour events and European Tour events, the associations. But our golf pros are affiliated with the PGA. It allows them to always increase their knowledge year on year.
Wow. So what's the dream for Everyone Golf? Is it to grow the number of sites that we've got, or is it to increase membership at the ones we've got already, or what's the dream for you?
I think the dream for us is to increase participation in the lower demographic groups. I think keys in the name a little bit with everyone. What golf historically is, and is still across most of our sites, is senior members, people that are retired, people that have access. And what we want to do is make it more accessible to juniors, to ladies, to 20 to 30-year-olds, which we found have dropped out of sports like golf since COVID. And we want to get them back into golf now. So that's the dream. The dream is to be a bit more of an inclusive golf facility, but to provide a standard of professionalism, great customer service across our brand. And
are there also sort of any sort of pro... I know my boys like going to the shops that are attached to the various golf courses that they go to and go and spend all their money. Do we have any of those at any of our sites?
Yes, we've got a number of sites that have golf shops, or historically called pro shops, but we're now looking at them as more retail shops.
Right.
So they provide everything from clothing, shoes, equipment, golf balls, anything you would need to play golf on the day.
And people can go and sort of get assessed on what sort of clubs they should be using and that kind of thing?
Yes, we offer custom fits as well. And we're very tech savvy in most of our sites now.
Right.
So we use golf simulators in order to provide perfect numbers for our customers, to be able to give them evidence that actually what we are offering you works, helps, and it's the right advice for you. I think we're moving forward into a world where technology is really important.
Yeah.
And we are always looking to make sure that we're sort of on the front foot with that. And sort of putting tech into our sites is really important.
Wow. Exciting, isn't
We've
it?
spoken about the tech as well. I'm still excited by the new form of driving range. On that, do we have like pitch and putts? Do we have like crazy golf? What is there
Yeah, tell us.
So our facilities offer par 3 facilities as well as practice facilities.
What's that
Chipping areas. So our par 3 is a smaller golf course. So a number of our golf courses that we have a par 3 facility as well as an 18-hole golf course. It's basically like a beginner's golf course, a little bit shorter. Perfect place for golfers who perhaps are just getting into it, juniors, anyone really is just starting golf who feels intimidated by standing on the first tee and seeing 400 yards of open green space to hit a small golf ball.
And
into.
also that group of people behind you that are all tapping them and going, come on, tapping, waiting for you to get on with your shot.
Yeah, so perfect facilities for that. We also offer putting greens and chipping facilities so that you can just come down after work, have a putt, have a chip.
Let's break that down, because people that don't know golf terms, like golf is also, it's got very specific words that relate to bits that you do on the course or what club you're using. Just break that down for me. So talk about pitching.
So closer to the green you are, the clearest way to describe it is that would be pitching and chipping. So that would be trying to get the ball onto the green, and we say as quick as possible. Yeah, stop any elements or anything from interfering with the golf ball.
Yeah.
And then once you're on the green, that's when we would use the term putting to put the ball in the hole.
So the putting is when the ball is staying on the floor.
Correct.
On the green.
The most important part of golf. It doesn't matter what you do to get to that point. If you're not very good at putting, unfortunately, it's going to affect your score.
Because you've
My
got to get
husband
that.
keeps saying that all the time to my boys. He's going to be like this behind when he watches this.
So can you do those as pay-as-you-go sessions, or do you have to take out
Putting
a
and
certain
chipping's
amount?
free on our sites.
Is
You
it
can
at
just
all
come down.
sites?
Just
Wow.
come down and use the facilities. So
I think that needs to be said again. Say that again.
So putting and chipping on our putting and chipping greens is free. We don't charge.
So you literally can just rock up.
And have a go on our putting green. Yep.
Why are we not doing this, Joe?
Well, do you know what? I think we're going on the road for our next episode. And are the clubs available there, or do I need to have my own kit?
So as part of what we offer in terms of rentals is we offer a putter and a wedge if you did need to use it for the par 3. If you wanted to borrow a putter just to get into golf and just go on our putting green and just to get a feel of what golf's about, you can do.
Oh, that's amazing. And I know because my dad was a lefty. Golf clubs are either right-handed or left-handed.
They are indeed. We do offer left-handed golf clubs for hire as well.
I did not know that was a thing.
I know that will be something that a lot of people pick up on.
Yeah.
No golf clubs ever do that. It is limited as to what you can sell left-handed, just because the percentages are a lot lower of left-handed to right-handed golfers. But the facility is there for that person as well.
Wow.
There you go.
Our driving range on that note is all at Stevenage and Downshire are available for left and right-handed golfers.
Yes. See? Go on, the lefties.
So I've got a question for you.
Far away.
Okay. What is your favourite course you've ever played on?
My favourite golf course, probably Woburn.
And why?
It just the history behind it, for starters, and the fact that it was just a good challenge.
Really?
It's just a very, very good challenge.
Did you grow up in Bedford? So Woburn is a great big estate. It's a stately home, and Woburn Golf Course has been one of the top courses in England.
Yep.
It's in the middle of Bedfordshire. Did you grow up in Bedfordshire? Is that the relation to it? Just
No,
literally.
I think from working in the industry, one of the things that we look to do is to go and play as many golf courses as we can. That provides us with a bit of knowledge as to what they do well, so that we can then use that to feed back into our golf clubs. So no real history attached to it other than I wanted to play it. It's Woburn.
Are you a fair weather golfer or will you go out in the rain?
A fair weather golfer.
At least you're honest.
Fair weather golfer. Winter is for practicing.
If anyone is coming down and they've never played golf and all of a sudden they've just got this natural talent for it, so they've got their hand-eye coordination, they're going, okay, actually, maybe this is for me. Is there any, because we've talked about the pros, are there other people involved around the course that could point them in directions of where to go, or what advice would you give that person?
I think if you're really keen on progressing in golf, then you join the golf clubs that we have as part of our Everyone Active golf sites.
Right.
So within that aspect, you can then play in competitions and maybe get that competitive edge that you might have been looking for.
And then do you play as solos? Are there team competitions?
Team competitions, solo competitions. Each golf club will have its own region where they'll have maybe a scratch team if you're good enough. Different teams that include everyone from 28 handicap
So you're playing
to
with
one.
sort of like
You can do.
talented
You
people,
can do.
yeah.
But one of the things that they do in my region is they offer a Hearts Friendly League, which is for all golfers. Doesn't matter what level it is. And that's the golf club that will organise that. And that is a competitive edge for golfers that want to go and play against someone rather than competing against yourself, which is what we will always tell anyone that plays golf. You are only competing with yourself most of the time. Although you might have a tournament, it is against yourself. So there is that competitive edge as well.
And do you miss not playing in tournaments now that you're sort of not so much?
I still try. When I can play sort of Saturday and Sunday tournaments.
Do you?
Yep. I still need that competitive edge and those competitive juices.
Do you think that comes from sort of having played competitive football
Yes.
quite a lot as well?
Yeah, 100%. I think I took out my competitive edge out of football and put it into golf.
Into golf, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very competitive.
And then do people get to see you around the course?
Yep, so we'll go out and play with the members as much as we can, especially new
As long
members.
as it's not raining, then you'll be inside.
Correct.
Okay, just so
So
put it out there, okay?
That's why we have TrackMan, though, so the ability
Excellent,
to
love
be able
it.
to go
So
and play
if
a
it's
golf course
raining,
indoors.
you won't be around. We need to put it out there.
But you were saying new members. So if they're joining, you'll go in.
So we would always try and get out with them to make sure that they feel comfortable and they're immediately engaged within our golf sites and our community. So one of the things that we'll do as sites is play with our members regularly. It allows us to get feedback directly, which is important.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not always easy to find the right people
that's the thing,
pass
isn't it?
on feedback.
And you spoke earlier about sort of having a bit of a community. Are there social gatherings within our Everyone Golf sites?
Yeah, I think it's key to note that our Everyone Golf sites have great F&B facilities as well. So
F&B,
food and beverage.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Otherwise
So-
known as the 19th hole sometimes.
Exactly that. So we often will have social events, whether that's presentation evenings or the golf club will often do things like that for their members as well.
That's amazing. So again, if you're someone that's sort of on your own and you want to have a little bit of a community, then there's that support there for
Yeah,
people.
so I'll use Stevenage as an example. Stevenage Golf Club, which is an internal society essentially run for competitions, we'll always integrate any new member to the Everyone Golf or Everyone Active at Stevenage to that golf club. That immediately gets them playing in a community. More likely to keep them engaged, they're more likely to feel wanted within your sites.
Amazing.
Wowzers.
I've got more questions for you.
Fire away.
These are from my children. I'm gonna
Here we
apologise
go.
now. Okay, Laurie boys, these are for you. So my first question is, what clubs are the necessities for you to have in your bag to play well? I.e., how many wedges, how many woods, and do you like to use a hybrid?
I think
That's a long question, isn't
That
it?
is a long question.
I think that really depends on you.
Okay.
So historically, you might only have 3 wedges, driver, a 3-wood, but that really changes.
Hello, it's me.
I'm
I'm
gonna
breaking
ask-
it down again. A wedge.
So golf clubs essentially work off a loft. So
What does that mean?
See, terms. Didn't I tell you? Load of terms. Here we go.
it is a bit like that. So
We're going to get a dictionary.
if we start at the top end of the bag, we said a driver essentially has the least amount of loft possible. It means the ball will go further and flatter. Which is
Okay,
hopefully.
got you.
A wedge has more loft, therefore it's more likely to come off the face and go up in the air.
Okay.
Right, but it doesn't go quite as far.
But doesn't go quite as far.
it goes up
Hopefully.
and down.
If
Okay,
they
I'm
keep
with
saying
you.
these things are hopeful.
Okay,
This doesn't always work out that way.
okay.
So that's essentially the difference between the two. So when asking someone what is the standard, it really changes depending on the golfer as you progress through levels. If it was for someone who was just playing golf, we would never advise on having 13 clubs.
Yeah.
We
That-
would
Did you hear that, Laurie boys?
we would say
Thank
that
you.
actually we'd want you to start half set and go from there. And
That's awesome. That's another barrier that's broken down because
It can be very
yeah,
expensive.
so
can't it?
expensive.
100% finance.
So because that can be a massive thing, can't it? So my eldest son, one of his friends plays off scratch, and anyway, hello, Jimmy, and he advised my son to get better quality clubs but second-hand ones. Would that be something that you would recommend, or again?
I think if he's playing off scratch, then golf has become an investment. And therefore, why would we not go to a professional like we would with anything else to get better? So I would go to your local pro, be custom fit, and then finance becomes the barrier.
Yeah.
And then that becomes the question.
Yeah.
But always go and get fitted. They will put you into exactly what they think will improve your
Improve
golf
your
game.
game.
Based on technology, because that's the question here
yeah.
is, how does technology
Yeah.
improve you as a golfer? Well, it only improves you if it's right. And technology can be wrong.
Can you talk about the technology that we have then at the courses? You touched on it, saying that people will be assessing you with
We've got a
technology,
golf
but what is
simulator and
it?
things like that.
Yeah,
What
so
is that?
if our golf professional was doing a custom fit, he would take you into our golf simulator. He would let you hit golf balls with your current clubs.
Right,
It would
okay.
build a picture. That picture, he, with his professional skill set, is then enabled to look at and work out how we improve it.
Right.
So
That's
it might be
clever,
that you
isn't
hit the
it?
ball way right, and it might be that the flex on the golf club is too light, and therefore they'll put you in something different. And
Wow.
that's essentially what they'll do. And they will keep doing it
Until
for the
the-
period of time until they find the thing that works the best for you. At that point, we're very different as an Everyone Golf site. We're all about returning custom and making sure we give you the best experience. If it doesn't work and your clubs are still better, that's absolutely fine by us.
Right, and there's no pressure there.
We want you to come back always. So we will always give you the right advice, not just the advice that financially benefits the company.
I've another question for you. Hybrid golf clubs, what is that, please?
So a bit in the name, really. It's between an iron and a fairway wood. So it provides more loft, there's more technology in the head, and it allows the ball to essentially work better for the golfer that maybe isn't as good.
Right. So a bit,
However-
There's a
bit more
but. I
forgiving,
can see a
is it?
but.
However, it is preference.
Right.
It is preference. Some tour golfers will have hybrids in their bags. Some will use 3, 2, 1 irons. It really is preference. It goes back to that sort of saying when we do custom fits with our golf professionals and our clients, is what works best for you.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing from that.
And golf, like all the sports, all our popular sports, is constantly evolving. So the environment that you're playing within, the way the greens are, where the hole is on the greens, but also our physicality as players, like our mental strength and our physical strength. And now, is there a link between, like, if you're doing a workout in the gym,
Yes,
we can make it golf specific?
Yes, so some of our golf instructors have done different training courses based on fitness. So TPI training before in the past to look at doing specific training for our golf clients in the gym, because it isn't just about building upper body strength, it's about flexibility, and being able to have a larger shoulder turn. So our golf professionals aren't qualified to be able to give you personal training advice, but they are qualified now when they do their university degrees to get PGA qualifications to provide you with enough biomechanics advice to then go and use it in the
And
gym.
it is like, just watching from, I will see it from the personal training point of view, and definitely the biomechanics, like the amount of movement that you have to go through in your body to just swing the ball. Like, you're going right the way up, that golf is coming right the way down, and it's the position of your arms, it's your shoulders, it's your core, it's your legs, it's your weight balance. Like, there is so much. And the advancement that's now been done into training and understanding the human body in how that can then progress your golf swing and progress your...
So I started out as a personal trainer, so I completely understand the two links and how they can work and benefit someone, and also how they can actually hinder a golf swing as well. So we'll often look at both.
Yep.
So a golf professional won't just look at your golf swing as it's like biomechanics with how you hold it. They'll look at your physicality and be like, what are you doing in the gym that means that you can't turn as far? Or is there an issue with your hips? Because often golf...
That's what my son's finding now.
So often golf... hip and lower back is a problem, and it's directing people into training correctly for that sport, not just because you see Brooks Koepka or Rory McIlroy, who are very well built guys on tour, hitting the golf ball 400 yards.
Yeah.
You actually need to look at what we're doing with your body and your biomechanics. And that works for everyone, and we'll talk about that across the board. We won't just use that for an average man. We will look at ladies and how we can benefit them. We'll look at seniors who can't turn their hips physically, and then the golf professionals now have the ability to be able to go, we can do this with you physically, even though you've got these physical barriers.
Again, that's opened up to everyone, because you don't have to have your exclusive membership.
Exactly.
These are courses open to everyone.
Yeah, just to be clear as well, you don't have to be an Everyone Golf or Everyone Active member to have lessons at our facilities. You can come from other golf courses to use our golf professionals.
Wow, that's good to know.
That is. Yeah. I feel I need to ask another question. If there was one professional golfer that you'd switch out Michelle and I for, who would it be? Who would you love to interview? Whose brain would you like to get into?
I think everyone would like to get into Tiger Woods' brain.
Yes.
And see what happens there. The ultimate competitor within our sport. His drive to come back from numerous injuries and to carry on playing golf. It would be interesting to see what makes this guy tick.
Definitely. Was he 3 when he started? Was it 3?
Yeah.
Was he 3?
Yeah.
Gosh, I knew he was young.
That's what we mean about getting golf clubs in hands early.
Yeah.
But his drive, his motivation, his competitive edge really interests me.
He's phenomenal, isn't he?
He's been back to top of his game for 23, 4, 5 years, something like that, which is absolutely...
I mean, it's unheard of.
Where he spent the most time at world number 1 out of anyone ever. So, and no one seems to have got anywhere near that amount of time.
And if you could play on any course, what would it be?
In the world.
In
the world.
Augusta.
Where's Augusta?
The Masters in April, so in Georgia. I think that's everyone's dream, purely because it is this iconic golf course that has never changed. It looks pretty much the same every year. So I think everyone would love to go and play there.
And it's sunny.
Well, and it's sunny most of the time. I think they've had some bad weather there at times, but yeah, I think that's the dream. I mean, the dream would be just to go and watch them play golf there, not alone play it.
I was going to say, have you ever been over and sort of even seen the course in real life or not?
No, I've never been to Augusta.
So if anyone wants to take Luke over, are you available?
Yeah,
short notice.
Would you caddy for somebody?
Well, we could tag him in it.
Would you caddy? Would you caddy over there? Can you caddy?
Can I caddy for these guys? Yes.
Caddying means carrying the golf clubs, selecting the correct golf clubs,
100%.
and working with them. So our very skilled
It's
Golf
very
Manager
skilled, isn't it?
is available.
Cheap.
But on that
Cheap
note,
at short notice. Let's just add that in as well.
we're going.
Yes.
2 other spaces, absolutely, we'll be there too. We can
Yeah.
cheer and go whoop whoop.
We
and then
could
be
do
quiet when we need to.
We'd be quiet when we yes.
Yeah, we can
We
do
could
that.
pull the flag out.
No, we'll leave that to Luke.
Okay.
On that though, thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining
thank you
us.
for coming down. Great to speak to you.
But I feel like I am passionate about golf, but I've learnt so much, and I
Yeah.
love how it's open to anyone.
Yeah.
Yep.
From Diddy Dot all the way through, whether you're a nearly pro player through to I've never picked up a set of clubs, singles through to like group sessions. Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank
Thanks for having
you.
me.
Thank you. We'll see you next time, guys. Don't forget to email us any questions that you have at podcast@everyoneactive.com.
And that is it from us. Thank you so much for listening, watching. Please, as always, share this, spread the knowledge, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care, team.
Bye.